Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different than my normal videos, but I'm also kind of hoping to keep doing these videos as well. I always like the idea of putting out 2 videos a week, but sometimes I just get 2 in my head and I'm like, well, I gotta make projects. I'm like, I can't do 2 projects in a week. Like 1 project in a week is like enough for me. But I do like sharing a little bit more on my like crocheting and knitting journey, and maybe like projects that I want to do, want to talk about, maybe yarns I want to try, stuff like that. So I want to start a new series. On Mondays, I kind of go over what I did last week, what I want to do this week, and maybe some like new ideas or patterns that I might be interested in, and then like I can get your like feedback and like all that jazz. And then maybe go over some comments that I got on like my Saturday video that sometimes it's hard to like comment back because I'm like, well, I want to like explain myself more. So maybe if there's certain comments from my videos, I can like discuss them more. Now I'm still trying to figure out how I want to edit these videos, but I thought maybe I would start off with any vlog type videos I did last week. So last week I did have to go to Michael's to look for some purple yarn for my current project, and I brought my little granny square, which is what I'm working on because I wanted to see what color would look best with it. And then I noticed that all of the all-in-one granny square yarn was on sale. I don't know how I feel about this. Are they discontinuing it? Because I love this stuff. I also had to grab a few of these. And even the Bernat blanket granny square was on sale. I had enough of it, so I didn't need to buy any more. But very interesting that they're all on sale. And then I also headed over to the spring collection. Everything just looks like so nice and bright. And these bags are so cute. I think that they would make the perfect project bag. However, they're like a lot of money and I just don't need them at the moment. So maybe if they ever go on sale, I might go back for that pink one. Just came out of Michael's, so I'll show you what I got. First off, I got the purple. It is the Loops and Threads. I'm pretty sure I have this one at home, but I think the one I have at home is from Craft Smart. The color is different and the thickness is a little different. This one is a little bit thinner than the one I have at home, and it's more, sorry, the sun is like right there. If I do this, will that help? Probably not. These 2 colors, I think this is going to be great. This is going to be the Join As You Go color and the border color. So that's what I bought there. And then they threw me a curveball in there, and they had a sale. They had a sale on the all-in-one Red Heart yarns. Yeah, which doesn't sound great because that means they're probably gonna get rid of them. And I'm not too happy about that. This one wasn't even on my radar. This one I wanted to try. Remember when I bought my first petite yarn? It was between the one that I bought and this one. This one looks pretty good, and I like the contrast of the colors. Like looking at this, it doesn't look like it's gonna like blend well together, but then when you look at the squares, I think it's going to be okay. This was $5, originally $13. The color of this one is called Foxy. Then I saw this green one, and I really, you know me, I don't necessarily dip my toes into the greens and the blues and stuff like that, even though like I think they look good on me. I don't know. This one is called Sweet Pad. I don't know, like a lily pad maybe? It was also $5. These 2, if they're going to be on clearance, is making me think they're never going to come in again, and I might as well stock up while I can. They also had all the other Red Heart yarns on sale, but they weren't all $5. A lot of them are $8. Like I think the Flower Power one, actually didn't check the price of that one. That one was probably $8 or $5. And then the original Granny Square yarn was $8. And then the Bernat blanket yarn, if you ever want to try it, right now it is on sale at Michael's for $8 instead of whatever the original price was. And then as I was walking out, I love looking at all the little trinkets and doodads at the front cache, and I found this. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is for a laptop, a tablet, something like that. But what I'm thinking is, in my last video, I did a video on me organizing, oh, it's like a sunning thing. So my last video, I was organizing all my crocheting and knitting things, and I bought a bunch of like circular knitting needles. I'm like, I don't know where to put these. Like, where am I going to put them? I think in here is just good, just to like shove them in until I can find a better organizational thing. But I think this is probably the perfect thing for this. I also love how like 90s and 80s and 70s this is. So like right up my alley. And this one was originally $7. It was on sale for $3. But if you watch that video, just know that I did find a spot for my circular knitting needles. We're gonna first start off with a project that I finished last week, and that would have been the Sophie scarf, and I made a video for this and it came out on Saturday. This is the Sophie scarf that I made. I used Barocco Vintage DK in the color Sour Cherry. I, for some reason, was convinced it was the color Cardinal, but no, it was the color Sour Cherry, and I used Drops Kid Mohair in the color 14, aka red, and that is what this turned out like. I honestly really like this. I was wearing it ever since I finished making it. Like, I think I actually finished this on the Monday, so all last week I was wearing this any chance I got. For this pattern here, I really like it. It's just I don't think I would wear it wrapped around twice, and in the video I did explain that, how it felt like I was wearing a neck brace, and I can't do that. I think I would love to make more of these where the thickest part is half the size. Just kind of like this, and I know there's probably some free patterns out there, and I probably could just modify this pattern myself to do it. I thoroughly enjoy knitting now. And then also last week, I was working on this project here. This is the Red Heart all-in-one granny square yarn. I have not put a video out yet. This video will be coming out this Saturday for anybody interested in me, how I altered the pattern, because I have some notes. If you want to try this yarn, this is the all-in-one Red Heart. I think it's called Sweet Hearts, and this is the color Candy Heart. And I did add this beautiful purple to it. Anyways, I will be having a video out where I am showing you how I'm making these, and I will be reviewing these. So anyways, last week I was working on this as soon as I was done the Sophie scarf. I actually still have to work on it this week. I am doing something different. Usually when I do these types of projects with bags and stuff like that, then you know that I always sew a lining in, and I get like canvas straps, and I sew the straps on. But for this bag here, I really didn't want to get fabric. I wanted just like a simple tote bag without putting a lining in, and I wanted to crochet the handles. So today I have to finish crocheting the handles. I got, this one's like almost done. I think I might want to put like maybe one more row just to be a little bit more secure on it. And I also have to weave in all the ends. I hadn't done that yet. I kind of want to do it all at once at the end of the project. So this is a project that I was working on last week and will be continuing working on this week, and I will have a video for this. For this week, after that project is done, I want to knit another sweater. I have knit one sweater, and I thought it went okay, so I'm like, let's do another one. The sweater that I'm going to be knitting and working on this week is going to be the Roomy Raglan. Very popular right now. I'm trying to remember what the dupe of it is. There's like a sweater, oh, I think it's called the P.O.BOX sweater that everybody wanted to buy, but it's like very expensive. And I understand why everybody is trying to knit this, because it does look really nice and roomy and comfortable. I can't find the exact same one. It just says P.O.BOX. Is that the brand again? I should probably do more research. Like, sweaters are very beautiful, I will say that. But it looks like the sweater that everybody like wants to make, they are roughly $335, no, 335 euros. So I kind of understand why people want to knit a version of it. I'm new to knitting, and a lot of people are saying that this is like a pretty easy project to get into if you are new at knitting, and I've knit a few things. And what's really great is because I did the step-by-step sweater, this one here, I do have a video for it. Because I did this one, I did learn some new techniques, which I will probably have to get a refresher again, because I think it's like ML1, like you make an increase to the right and to the left. I did that for the step-by-step sweater, but I feel like I'm gonna have to like relearn that. But I think like once I see a video of it, I'll be like, oh, right, I remember what to do. So that's something I have to do for this, but also for this project, I'm gonna have to learn how to do German short rows. Kind of have a grasp of what it is. When I first was learning about it and like seeing some videos, I'm just like, I have no idea what is going on right now. But my friend Stephanie from Central Pearl, again, my favorite yarn store, I asked her about it, and she actually had a sweater that she was currently working on in the store, and she showed me what a German short row was, and it was a really good visual because I need to see things in order to like kind of grasp what it is. And I feel like once I do it, I will be able to comprehend it and maybe like explain it a little bit better. But it's basically just the shaping on the back of your neck to make the sweater sit and look right. Because it's called the Roomy Raglan, so it is a raglan sweater where you work like your top down. What's really great is I love TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I try to make TikTok videos, but I love the knitting community on TikTok because I could just type in like Rumi Raglan German short rows, and this one creator, I can't remember who it is, but has all these videos teaching you how to do it for the Rumi Raglan. It's not just like, here's how to do a German short row, it's how to do a German short row for the pattern that I'm actually doing. So that's going to be very helpful. Also, it is a free pattern and I will list it below if you are interested in it. And what's great about this pattern, it is kind of like a one size in a sense where you can make it as long as short or whatever you want to do. I'm kind of excited about that because especially watching other people's tutorials, it's not like, well, here's a tutorial on how to make a small. The tutorial is like for all the sizes. So I am very happy that I have some videos to go off. After talking about that for what feels like forever, I'm going to show you the yarn I bought. The yarn is the Lang Yarns Cloud Merino Extra Fine Superwash, okay? And I believe this is the color Rainbow. It's also number 0008. I saw another creator on TikTok use this yarn to make the sweater, and something about a bright, colorful, rainbow striped knit sweater is calling to me. But I really tried to do that in my last sweater with, I think it was the Cloud Cakes, and I really liked it. However, it just didn't do the striping that I really wanted on it. It's beautiful. I love it. Like, I wear that sweater all the time. Like, I wear the knitted sweater that I made one time that has a lot of flaws in it more than I wear my crochet pieces. I like the idea of making something with stripes, and seeing someone actually make it with, I think they actually made it with this color too, makes me want to make it even more. Because I notice a lot with the Rumi Raglan, they're all very like neutral colors, beiges, your grays, your browns, and like, that's great. And I was really considering making like a brown one. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I can make it out of whatever colors I want. And I want it to be colorful and I want it to be striped. So I bought this. I've heard mixed reviews on this after the fact I bought it. So that's fun. But what's so funny about this one here is I wasn't too sure where to buy it because it's kind of sold out everywhere. And I know that Central Pearl, they carry Lang yarns, but they didn't carry this particular one. However, a month or two ago, a customer had ordered these in and then ended up not wanting them. The other day, I had this in my mind. I actually researched it a lot, went to Crochet Club, asked Stephanie what yarns would be similar to this Lang Cloud that like you have or that I could buy or something like that. And she's like, just a moment. Went in the back and came out with these. That is the exact yarn that I was looking for. This was actually my second choice. My first choice was this color here. I think it's 003. I don't know what the color is, but it's like these nice beautiful purples and pinks, and I absolutely love those colors. This was second, okay? It was either or. And I'm really glad that she did have this one. I love the colors of it. You know, it has like these beautiful pinks and greens and blues in it, and I think this is just going to make such a lovely sweater, and I cannot wait to make it. And I bought all the yarn. I'm not returning it, so it is what it is. But if you do want to comment below and let me know if you've used this yarn before and maybe your thoughts or maybe some like tricks to use it, because again, I've heard this is very like either people love it or either people hate it. I would love to know your feedback on this. I'm going to use it. It's going to happen. But if you have any tips, let me know. That is the project that I want to work on this week, but I do want to talk a little bit about a future project that I did mention in the Sophie Scarf video. I mentioned that I want to make a very cute red cardigan, and I want to have like little white buttons, and I can like visualize it, and like this is something that I really wanted to make, and I've wanted to make it since October. I know definitely October. I've wanted to make this sweater, and I've had it in my mind. Again, I did talk about this in my last video, but I went out and I bought like this red yarn, and then I realized I didn't really want to make the version that I was going to do. It was a crochet version that looked like knit, but it was like yarn over, back loop only, slip stitch. I tried it for like 10 minutes and I'm like, I'm not doing this. It's not happening. And then I ended up buying, it's actually another petite knit pattern that's for a cardigan that needs a worsted weight. So I ended up returning the yarn that I didn't use for this. However, I did cake up one, so I kept that one, and that's what I made this out of. And I returned it, and I got this. This is the Estelle worsted yarn. It is 50% acrylic, 40% wool, and 10% nylon. I have used this yarn, like this brand of yarn, for so many different projects. I love this yarn so much, and I'm so glad that I actually get to do a project with it. However, I also wanted to put mohair with it. This is gonna go together, and I think it's gonna look so good. This again is the Drops Kid mohair. Like, this is left over from the Sophie scarf. I keep wanting to call it Sophie hood. left over from the Sophie scarf, and it is the exact same mohair that I bought for this project, and it is the same dye batch. So I'm gonna actually start with this and like mix it in, and I think this is gonna look so good together. I want to make this project. I do want to address some comments that I've been getting because I made a Heated Rivalry tote bag and it said, I'm coming to the cottage. Absolutely love this project. It's so fun. I got to put loom fabric in the inside. I got to put loons on it, and I kept getting comments being like, I thought you were gonna like just make a loon project, because again, I love waterfowl birds. I do want to point out that I do have a project that has to involve loons in it, okay? Like I got a project, I bought the pattern, I bought some of the yarn, but unfortunately not all the yarn is in yet. I wanted, what was it? I think it's Cascade 220, and it's in this like heathered brown color. That is the yarn that I want. Unfortunately, it is out of stock at Central Pearl right now, and she's waiting for the shipment to come in. So I have to wait for that yarn to come in order for me to make it. It's going to be this pattern here. It is a sweater with some loons on it. Very Canadian, very like 1990s Northern Reflection vibes I'm getting from it, because Northern Reflections is like one of my favorite brands, and their logo is a loon, right? I wanted to make this project. It was on the top of my list, but because the yarn hasn't come in, I did switch up and I'm starting the Roomy Raglan instead. But what's really great about the Roomy Raglan is that it is also still kind of like beginner friendly, and I get to learn the German short rows. And for the loon sweater, I have to do German short rows for it, and there's also some like color work going on, and I kind of wanted to do like one more sweater that wasn't too complicated knit wise, and so then that way when I get to that one and the red cardigan that I want to do, hopefully my skills will be a little bit better at knitting. So I do have a loon project in the works, I just haven't gotten the yarn for it yet. I think I'm going to wrap up the vlog now. This week I want to finish my heart bag, and I want to start the Roomy Raglan. I really hope that it goes okay for my second knitted sweater. But yeah, like in the comments, let me know what you guys are working on this week, and also what you guys think of the Lang Cloud yarn. Is it a good idea that I bought it? Because I'm going to do it, but I would love your opinion on it. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.